So every year, publicly traded companies are required to file a report with the SEC. And part of that report, this 10K, lists out the different operating risks that they see. And I pulled one for the one thing that you can unite us all in these divided times. I pulled the report for Costco. And they have 26 different risks broken out into 3 different sections. It covers 5 or 6 pages of this report. And it covers things like if we don't have good employees, that could be a threat to our business, or if we sell food that makes everybody sick, that is a risk. Really, really hard-hitting stuff. But think about it. Every year they have all of these people sit down and think, okay, what is every risk that we know of? And there's something like 4,000 publicly traded companies, and they're all doing this work. And you would think with all of these minds focused on what the potential risks are and listing them out, that we'd cover everything. And yet things happen that catch us off guard. Companies fail because they get surprised, because we can't predict everything. And so Jesus is talking about that in Matthew 7, when he's talking about the difference between somebody who builds their house on sand and somebody who builds their house on a rock. And the one who builds a house on rock is like somebody who hears the words of Jesus and they go out and do them. And he says, when the storms come, because they inevitably will, the one who has built their house on the rock, who has done the words of Jesus, they'll be prepared and their house will stand. Jesus doesn't say what the storms are. He doesn't list them all out because there are things we cannot and will not predict. They may seem inevitable in hindsight, but that doesn't do us any good. Things surprise us and they remind us that we are mortal and that we are often in peril. But thanks be to God that we can put our trust in a kingdom that stands forever. And that's what we think about when we think about stewardship, is how do we invest our attention? How do we guide our hearts? And what are we going to place our trust in? What are we going to choose to attend to every day? And if we hear and do the words of Jesus, if we follow him more closely, then whatever those storms may come are, even when we can't predict them and we don't know what they'll be, we will stand because we're in the kingdom of God, and that stands forever. And that's what I love about being a member of the Church Eternal.